ಇವಾಗ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇದಲ್ವಾ?
ಕಾಣ್ತಾ
ಹಲೋ ಹಲೋ
ಇದೆ.
Okay, let us
Hello.
continue now. Okay, now value added tax, that concept, value added tax, that concept is there in GST. Now, what is value added tax? Now, what is value added tax? Yes, sir. What is value added tax? Now, value added tax. Let us take an example of initial sale, then subsequent second sale, then subsequent third sale. So, initial sale, let us assume, let us take a price of sale price of 100 rupees. Now, let us assume a tax rate of 10% GST. Now, 100 tax there on 10%, that will come to 110. Now, this is the initial sale. So, the seller will sell at 110. The purchaser will buy at, the buyer will buy at 110. So, for the purchaser, cost is 110 inclusive of taxes, right until the goods are brought to the present state and condition, until his premises, right? Hello?
Yeah.
So, initial sale alli, sale price is 100, tax thereon is 10%. Let us assume we have kept a tax of 10%. We have assumed a tax of 10%. So, sale price is inclusive of tax, it is 110. For the buyer, it is 110 is the cost inclusive of taxes. Now, let us think that that person, next the same goods will go for subsequent sale. So, initial sale is over, then second sale is happening of the same goods with some alterations, additions, modifications, or with material, labor, overheads added, profit added. Let us take a simple example. The same goods is sold as it is with additional profit. Now, the person will sell it at 200 rupees. The person who bought at 110 inclusive of taxes, 100 was the purchase price, on tax there on 10 rupees, 110 he bought. That person will sell it at 200 rupees sale price. 200 tax thereon 10%, 220 he will sell. Now the question is, should he remit to the government 20 rupees or how much? Tax, what he has to remit on the initial sale, 10 rupees is been remitted by the initial seller. On the subsequent second sale of the same goods, how much tax has to be remitted by the seller? Now the seller, in the subsequent sale, second sale, the seller is selling the goods at 200 rupees. Now the question is, 10% tax thereon, it will come to 20 rupees. Now 20 rupees, rupees 20, should it be remitted to the government? That is the question. Now, if that is the case, then how much revenue the government would have collected? Initial sale, 10 rupees. Subsequent sale, subsequent second sale, 20 rupees. 30 rupees will go to government. Now, here what happens? What is the drawback of this method? There is a cascading effect. Tax on tax also is there. In addition, the initial sale, the goods, cost of 100 rupees, tax is being paid twice. In the initial sale also tax was levied, in the subsequent sale also tax is levied. So that is not the intention of the government. So the concept of value added tax was introduced. What is value added tax? Exclusive of taxes. What is the sale value? 200. Exclusive of taxes, excluding taxes, what is the purchase value? 100 rupees. For the subsequent second sale, if we consider from the viewpoint of subsequent second sale, what is the sale price? 200 excluding taxes. What is the purchase value? 100 excluding taxes. What is the value addition made? 200 minus 100, that is 100 rupees is the valuation made. So tax is levied only on the value added part, that is 100 value added part, that is 200 minus 100, that is 100 is the value addition into 10%, that is 10 rupees. So tax on the value addition is just 10 rupees. The subsequent seller, that is subsequent second sale, in that the seller has to remit to the government only 10 rupees. Even though he has collected 20 rupees, 200 is the sale price, 10% thereon is 20, 20 he will not remit. He will remit only 10 rupees to the government. So initial sale, government has got 10 rupees. Subsequent second sale, government will get 10 rupees. Total, it will get 20 rupees. What is the total value? 200 in the subsequent second sale. Until the stage of subsequent second sale, what is the sale value? Sale price 200. On that 10%, 20. 20 is the in total value of tax, in total tax that government has to get, and that's what government gets. So here in the value added tax concept, tax is levied only on the value added part. So this can be mathematically calculated otherwise also. So here what we are calculating, sale value, subsequent second sale, sale value is 200 minus purchase value excluding taxes, sale value excluding taxes, purchase value excluding taxes. So 200 minus 100, purchase value 100. So 200 minus 100, value addition is only 100. So 100 into 10%, extra 10%, 10 rupees only we are going to, in the seller of the subsequent second sale will remit only 10 rupees to the government. So in this value added concept, what happens? The first 100 rupees, which was already taxed in the initial sale, will not be taxed again. Only the value added part, only value added part will be taxed in the subsequent sale. It can be second sale, third sale, whatever is the sale. So at every sale, every subsequent sale, sale price minus sale value excluding taxes minus purchase value excluding taxes, value added part only will be taxed. Value addition can be in the form of additional cost, additional labor, additional overheads, then profit. So value means it can be of cost, that is material cost, labor cost. So whatever material cost, labor cost, overheads cost, then profit. So all that will be representing value addition. Now we got the amount that has to be remitted to the government is 10 rupees. Now this can be calculated otherwise also. How we can calculate otherwise? In the subsequent second sale, in our example, what is the tax on the sale price? Sale price is 200, tax thereon at 10% is 20. So 20 is the tax minus tax on purchase. So purchase value is 100, tax thereon is 10 rupees. So tax on sale value, sale price minus tax on purchase price. So 20 minus 10, only the difference 10 rupees is remitted to the government by the seller in the subsequent second sale in our example. So tax on sale price minus tax on purchase price, the difference will be remitted to the government. Technically, we use the words output tax minus input tax. So output tax is tax on sale price, input tax is tax on purchase price. So output tax minus input tax, only the difference will be remitted to the government. Only, so basically it represents tax on the value added part, value addition. So this is the concept of value added tax. Right?
Okay.
Now let us continue. Are you able to see the screen?
Yes.
GST is a value-added tax levied on supply, that is, manufacture or sale of goods and provision of services. The same thing will apply for services. For goods, we use the word sale of goods. For services, we use the word provision of services. Now, GST offers comprehensive and continuous chain. GST offers comprehensive and continuous chain of tax credits from producers point, service providers point, upon the retailers level, consumers level, thereby taxing only the value added at each stage of supply chain. So that we already discussed. What is value added tax? At every subsequent sale, tax is levied only on the value addition, that is value added tax. The supplier at each stage is permitted to avail credit of GST paid on the purchase of goods and or services, and can set off this credit against the GST payable on supply of goods and services to be made by him. Thus, only the final consumer bears the GST charged by the last supplier in the supply chain, with set off benefits at all previous stages. This we already discussed. Output tax minus input tax. Tax on input can be set off against tax on output. Only the difference, output tax minus input tax, only the difference is paid to the government by the subsequent seller in every subsequent sale. Since only the value added at each stage is taxed under GST, there is no tax on tax or cascading of taxes under GST system. The same can be understood better with the help of following example. Manufacturer cost 1 lakh, GST 18%, that will come to 18,000. Distributor cost 1 lakh, profit 11,200, sale price 1 lakh 11,200. So the distributor is purchasing, initial sale here is manufacturer, sale by the manufacturer. Then which is the second sale and subsequent sale? That is by the distributor. Distributor will make a profit of 11,200 and he will sell at a price of 1 lakh 11,200. So GST at the rate of 18%, that will come to 20,016. Now, retailer cost 1 lakh 11,200, profit 24,640, sale price 1 lakh 35,840, GST at the rate of 18%. Now, consumer cost 1 lakh 60,291. Now, here set off is explained in the second row. Input tax credit nil. Initial sale, there is nothing. Subsequent sale, that is second sale onwards, the set off procedure will apply. Output tax minus input tax. So input tax available for the distributor, that is the seller in the subsequent second sale, right? So actually output tax, sale value, on the sale value output tax is 20,016, but input tax credit on the purchase available is 18,000. So balance, how much he has to pay? 2016 only has to pay. So distributor, that is second sale after the initial sale, second sale, subsequent second sale, that who is that? Distributor. He will remit to the government only 2016, that is third row. He will remit to the government only 2016, right?
Okay.
2016. So 20,016 minus 18,000, remit to the government 2016. So similarly, next subsequent sale, that is third seller.
one ನಿಮಿಷ சொல்லுங்க. புக்கா
இதெல்லாம் படிச்சதெல்லாம் கொண்டு கொடுத்தியே
ஆ
இதெல்லாம் படிச்சது அது வேண்டாம்.
சரி
இன்னொரு